Right.
To 401ks and all this other. People are looking at this stuff going, gee, many Christmas, what's happened to my retirement, my 40, all this stuff's hitting everybody all at one time. All I know is I've never seen anything quite like it. All right, so oil is at 96.59. The Dow's down to 10,600, which is where it was after 9/11. Any gains that we've sustained over the last 7-year period have been erased by this free fall that we're in at the present time, and that's just what it is. I mean,
it is.
We keep saying, okay, we'll keep looking forward that things will brighten up, things will get better, but my gut feeling is we're in for at least another year of a bumpy ride here.
Oh, absolutely, and it's just a question of which domino falls next, and in that regard, am I going to have any? If I own that domino, is anything going to be worth any of that as a shareholder? So very, very tough.
Be proactive.
Okay, George.
Be proactive in your tax planning, your retirement planning, and your estate planning. Hold on, Vince. I will be right with you. Dougie just ran out of the room.
Oh, okay.
Call First Financial Partners. Call good, qualified financial advisors like our good friend Vince Gallagher in the Wheeling office, 304-232-1633. That's 232-1633. Or call Bonnie Zagula, Matt Zagula, or John Larch at 800-723-0533. 800-723-0533. I would imagine that the entire world economy is skittish at this point as to how many more of these banking institutions. So one economic expert the other day said 11 down, maybe 1,000 to go.
The way it's looking now, you can't dispute that statement, George.
Yeah, there's no way to know. I mean,
we just hope that that's not the case, but we got to watch out for it.
All right, Vince.
All right, George.
Thank you,
Talk
buddy.
to you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Be proactive. That's all you can do. Let me get into this because this is something I really wanted to get into today. So here we are. We're down 400 points on the Dow. We've got this mortgage and banking crisis. And I want to tell you, people still call and say to me, how can you be confused as to who you want to vote for in this election? I am confused. I'm totally confused. And here's the reason why. I see two parties, and I'm being asked to choose the lesser of two evils. Why are you saying that, George? What are you talking about? Let me take you through this step by step by step. I'm about to tell you how George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and both houses of Congress, which have been under the control of both parties, unknowingly conspired to create this financial debacle we find ourselves in on this September the 17th, 2008. Circumstances the likes of which I have never seen in my lifetime. They can talk to me about the 80s and the 90s and about recessions, and they can talk to me about savings and loan problems, and they can talk to me about other downturns in the economy and Black Monday back in 1987. Talk to me until you're blue in the face. I've never seen anything like this. This is insane. And the reason why I say it's insane is because we don't know where it stops. A lot of economic experts are telling us that the train is out of control and we don't know where it's going. So it's not like there's any light at the end of the tunnel here for this. So how did George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and both houses of Congress, under the control of both parties, unknowingly conspire, because they're certainly not smart enough to do it, to create this financial debacle? If I didn't know better, I swear they all got together and conjured up this Ponzi scheme 15 years ago, but I know that they couldn't have done that. So anyway, let's start step one. Several top economists, I read this article yesterday, believe that we are in a financial crisis, not an economic crisis. They agree that the worst such mess since the banking and savings and loan crises of the 80s and the 90s, that's where we are. They do point out that the GDP is growing. That incredible as this may sound, that the fundamentals of the economy, as John McCain said, are sound. Despite all the problems, we have not gone into a true recession by definition yet. Although if you listen to what Alan Greenspan had to say the other night, that's only a matter of time. You can only stick how many fingers you got? 10? There's 15 holes in the dike, and you can only stick 10 fingers in and keep 10 holes plugged up that eventually the other 5 are going to give way and the dam's going to break. Okay? But there are economists out there that will tell you.
Oh, are we talking about the economy of the Wheeling Tunnel, George?
All right. This is what this article I read by 2 very respected economists yesterday. The housing economy, they say, is only 5% of the total economy. That 95% of the economy and the economic indicators are remarkably stable. All right? That's what they're telling us. They insist that the GDP is growing at something like 2%. It actually overachieved in the last quarter. Again, what is a recession? A recession is negative gross domestic product or negative growth in the economy for 2 consecutive quarters. Well, we haven't had 1 quarter yet where the GDP has been in the red. So if you want to...
Yeah, but you know, George, that they're doctoring numbers.
Well, they may be, Todd. I mean, give me a chance here, because there's a lot to this, and there are plot twists in this thing. That in the long haul, once we get through this housing and banking problems, things will stabilize, the economy will begin to grow again, the markets will rebound, and everything will be fine. They say in this article that the financial earthquake will not turn into an economic earthquake. And others believe this is far from over, and that before the dust clears, it will be the worst economic debacle since the Great Depression. And before that, what they referred to as the Panic of 1873 and the Panic of 1893. Now, we're nowhere near to the point right now where we can call this a depression. Again, that was 10 years of sustained negative GDP, unemployment at 25%. Today's unemployment rate is the